From virtual Kansas Motor Speedway, it's round 5 of the BeWater Be Fast iRacing series with our qualifying heats on the docket before we get to the main feature in the number 9 Ford Fusion dressed New York Jets car. It's going to be Enrique Quiñones to the inside of Jim Coey in the number 66 Rico Chevrolet on the outside of row 1. Then you've got Jay Gimbel in the number 81 Securian car to the inside of Michael York in the number 5 BeWater Chevrolet. We'll see who makes it in what order to the final round. The 20-lap heat is about to get started. Waiting for that signal.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. Let's go racing. Completing the first lap of action, we have one car that's gone around at the back. Michael York now very slow in the number 5 BeWater Chevrolet. Q-Dog Enrique Quiñones all the way from New Jersey leads the first lap in this first piece of racing tonight. There you've got Jim Coey sitting in the second position in the number 66 Rico Chevy. Jay Gimbel bringing up the third spot with points leader Drew Jua in fourth in that number 41 Target Dodge Charger off that fourth corner. Jua has a lot of work to do. You see he's got the points lead by almost 30 markers coming into this heat race. Jua running in that fourth spot. Timmy Moore behind him in the number 0 Coupe Designs Chevrolet being scored as the 7-4 car. Then you've got Kyle Benson behind him in the 10 to the outside of Braden Holt. The number 54 Dr. Pepper Millsap Graphics Chevy. 17 laps to go in this heat. Holt in that 54, just ahead of J. Paul Arnold, Josh Arnold in that number 22. He's got Cole Snyder behind him in the 9th place. The number 24 Camoto Chevrolet ahead of Nate Lehman. Just rounding out the top 10 in the number 15. There's Mike York in the 5 all by his lonesome, hoping for a caution to make it through to the transfer position at the front. However, Drew Jua instantly jumps to the lead, seemingly out of nowhere, where he was 5th. 1 lap ago. Let's go back and see how Jua pulled this off over the last mile and a half. Here he is out of turn 4 in the 4th position. Look at him use that draft. 3 wide to the inside line. Drew Jua just then putting in his fastest lap of the night, 32.04, and he does go purple for the evening. That is the fastest lap any driver has turned in. It will be 15 laps to go this time around. Drew Jua now leading by half a second over Jim Coey in the number 66. Do you like JS says, gorgeous. Do you like also saying boogity at the front of this race. Duct Tape 914 cheering for the 9 car. That's Q-Dog Enrique Quiñones in the number 9. And there goes the 0 car of Timothy J. Moore being scored as the 74. Moore up against the wall in the 9th position. Now falling way back through the field. Josh Arnold on the outside of Enrique Quiñones with lucky number 13 laps to go. Next time by, wondering where these drivers are going to end up a few laps from now. Will they be able to get further up through the field, get a better starting position for tonight's 105-lap main event, this 5th round of the BeWater Be Fast iRacing series? Just getting underway. Lucky number 13 laps to go for number 41 Drew Jua. Let's ride around with Drew for a lap at Kansas, see how he gets around oh so quickly. you like asking what time is the main event. That main is going to follow immediately after this heat here. This is going to set up the final 12 positions on the starting grid for tonight's race. Jua looks like he might get that priority. Also, $10 tonight goes to the highest finisher from tonight's heat. Right now, Drew Jua looks like he could be that driver as the 2-4 of Cole Snyder gets into the wall. J. Paul Arnold in the number 22 Pennzoil Chevy has to lay way off the pace. And that number 2-4 Camoto, I said Chevrolet, I was dead wrong. Look at the decals on the front of this car. This is a Subaru BRZ. Clever work there done by, well, if it was Cole Snyder, by Cole Snyder or whoever painted that 2-4 Subaru, if you will. Jua still leads by 1 full second, but the fight for that silver medal spot in this heat getting a bit closer now. 9 at the line. Drew Jua ahead of Jim Coey, who's slow at a 4. Contact from the 10 car of Kyle Benson, who puts his Stanley Charger on the outside. Grandpa Coey also losing the spot to Braden Holt on the outside. That Dr. Pepper Millsap Graphics 5-4 Chevrolet moves into the 3rd position. Now Holt, Benson, and Jua, all of your top 3 drivers, up 6 places from where they started this heat. If you've recently tuned in, I'm Rick James. You're watching the BeWater Be Fast iRacing series in these final 8 laps from the Kansas Speedway. This is just the heat. We're going to have our 105-lap main feature following immediately after the heat. You're looking at Jay Gimbel following Josh Arnold. This is the battle for the 5th position. Gimbel sits 2/10 behind Josh Arnold. Jim Coey up to the 4th spot now, watching Braden Holt and Kyle Benson duke it out for that 2nd position, but they've caught up to Drew Jua in the 41. Has Jua run out of steam in these final 7 laps? Will this fight for the heat win come down to a last lap pass? A lot of these drivers watching this heat, learning so much about how they're going to have to face these opponents in the upcoming 105 laps. Bama Trama in the chat says, "Hey Rick, let's go racing. Mama Vols, send my love to the entire family down there in the great Orange Volunteer State." Hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're enjoying tonight's race. We're about to get this heat wrapped up with the number 10 of Kyle Benson getting up into the wall, and Kyle Benson getting a bit squirrely, trying to hold on to that 2nd position with the laps waning in this heat. The top 3 sitting in very close proximity to each other. 4 laps to go with Drew Jua sitting ahead of Kyle Benson. Braden Holt in that 3rd position. Further on back, Jim Coey trying to get a top 5 finishing place from Jay Gimbel. 4 to go at the line. Enrique Quiñones also chasing down the 1-5 car of Nate Lehman. Nate Lehman in his own painted number 15 Dodge Charger, chasing down Cole Snyder for 8th. He's got a great run. Snyder tries to throw a block on the front straight, thinks better of it, and Lehman gets around as Zach Meredith, sitting in stone dead last, 13 laps down, throws in the fastest lap of the evening, 32.01 seconds. Where did he come from? The number 17 Millsap Graphics Chevrolet with the Camaro decals. Now to the inside of car 22, Josh Arnold. We'll see where the time stands, but if Meredith does end up qualifying into this this main feature, he's going to be a big threat if he can continue to put up laps like that. 32.01 seconds, beating Drew Jua's 32.04. Jua now able to escape a bit from Braden Holt, but not enough to catch up to Kyle Benson. 3 miles to go in this opening heat. Kyle Benson leads Drew Jua. Braden Holt in the 3rd position. Then it's J. Paul Arnold in the number 2-2. Jaden Gimbel rounding out the top 5 in the 8-1 Securian Chevrolet. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. You'll get just a few moments to stretch, grab a snack, and get ready for the start of our main event. You're looking at Kyle Benson coming to the white flag. He's got a 7/10 advantage over Drew Jua, who's just been overtaken by Zach Meredith. That 17 car, a man on a mission. Meredith being scored 13 laps down, but it looks like Meredith just wants to prove what he's got under the hood, possibly scare some of those opponents in this main feature. We'll see what Meredith can muster coming from stone dead last. And a reminder to all the fans at home, get your chance to win a free case of BeWater by guessing where Jordan Bain will finish in his number 28 BeWater Chevrolet. And the highest finishing driver from this heat earns 10 Stone Cold Bucks tonight. Will it be car number 10, Kyle Benson? He's got the W in that main heat. Drew in the heat for the main. Drew Jua in 2nd. Braden Holt in 3rd. Drivers are going to come around, bring their cars to a halt, and we're going to get this race going. Don't go anywhere, fans. We're going to have no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking it's the end of the race. Listen to me. No, we're going to take a break. We'll be back here in less than 60 seconds with the start of tonight's 105-lap main event. The warm-up session just ending and getting ready to throw these race cars back out on the racetrack. It's time for the main event. 37 drivers make up this field for the 5th round of the BeWater Be Fast iRacing series. Ron Smith II is going to be starting on that first position. Stan the iRacer saying, Rick, if you're talking, we can't hear you. Stan, I wasn't talking. Just letting that 10-minute warm-up session go by, but I definitely appreciate you letting us know that we can't hear a thing. Appreciate you, Staniel. Good luck tonight, buddy. Drew Jua leading. Ron Smith II, second in the point standings, first in the running order when we come to green. Then you've got Grant Davis, Raleigh Grant Davis to you, starting on the outside of row 1 as the pace car peels off. Jordan Bain in that number 28 BeWater Chevrolet. Obviously, we're keeping an eye on this driver tonight. That BeWater Be Fast Chevy Monte Carlo can earn you a free case of BeWater. All you need to do is guess correctly where the number 28 BeWater Chevrolet will finish tonight, and the first person to correctly guess Jordan Bain's finishing position gets a free case of beautiful American artesian BeWater. BeWater is clean, fresh tasting American artesian water bottled in Marion, North Carolina, and ethically sourced from springs in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. Unlike many other competitors that purify their public water, BeWater ethically sources naturally purified water from their springs located in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Take charge of your health. Now's the time to relax your mind, body, and spirit with BeWater. Learn more at BeWaterBU.com or on Twitter at BeWaterBU. Ron Smith leads the field down to the line. Green flag is out. Let's go racing. Driver shuffling for position, Grant Ellison in that number 27 Chevrolet up to the 3rd spot behind Cole Martin in the 45. Grant Davis leading in the number 25. He sits himself right now behind the 7-0 car. For some reason, car 7-0, Ron Smith, being scored in the 34th position, but we'll get this sorted in just a moment. 3 wide, 4 wide, big crash with points leader Drew Jua involved. The number 41 got a piece of that action. The 74 of Tim Moore being painted as the number 0 got into some trouble in the heat and now getting into trouble. First caution flies on the 3rd lap of action. Let's go out and see what happened. A few drivers involved in that scrape coming off of that 4th corner. Let's start back here. We know Drew Jua got a piece of the action. This seems to be the lap prior. Have a look and listen. That's the 37 of Jeff Lednam in the AC Delco machine. The Cincinnati Bearcats number 14 Chevy belongs to Rocky Top Sam Wade. Keep your eye on that 41. There you see the 6 car just trying to get out of the way of the 10. That was the 6 car of Blake Sperling, who tried to get out of the way of heat winner Kyle Benson. Benson makes it through mostly without harm. Let's ride along with Benson's number 10 Charger and have a listen to just what happened. Not sure if the 10 of Benson knew that the 6 was going to move down to the inside, but that's the way the Kansas cookie crumbles. 5 laps underway at the Kansas Speedway. Aaron Smith continues to lead in the number 70 machine at the front of this race. The Hollywood, South Carolina pilot leads. RGD, Raleigh Grant Davis in the number 25. Twitch boosted Chevrolet ahead of Cole Martin in the number 45 Chevy Shop Accessories. Chevy. If you've just recently tuned in, I'm Rick James, and we're under the first caution. We're about to hit 100 laps to go. Here are the points standings coming into tonight's race, brought to you by BeWater. We just saw race leader Drew Jua get caught up in that latest scrap. Aaron Smith II leading this race in his banana-colored number 70. Tim Latham sitting third in the point standings, currently running 9th in his number 0 Raise Energy Rep Sports Dodge Charger. 4th in tonight's point standings, Nathan Mon. Running through this order right now, Nathan Mon looks like he's not present in tonight's race. He's going to fall through this running order. Not a good night for him. Then we're down to Gabe Ellison, rounding out the top 5 in points. A good start for Ellison. He sits 4th in his number 27. So the lights turn off atop the pace car. We're going to get our first restart this evening. Aaron Smith going to lead us to the line. Grant Davis on the outside. Cole Martin 3rd. Gabe Ellison 4th. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be the number 40 of Drew Balestris. Or how do you pronounce that? Balesteros. Will someone please tell me how I pronounce this name? I don't want to butcher this guy's name for the next hour. Rounding out your top 15 in the number 2-3 Pepsi Chevrolet Impala, you've got Jose Ruiz. Sitting just ahead of heat winner Kyle Benson in the number 10 Stanley Charger. Rocking the number 48 Blevins Design Chevrolet, Corey Blevins sitting ahead of the other BeWater Chevrolet of Michael York. York starting on the outside of Jay Quims. Justin Quimby in the camouflage number 36 Budweiser Chevrolet. 2x2, almost 20 rows deep, waiting for the pace car to peel off so we can get started once again. The 70 of Aaron Smith, the control car, gets the flag, and we're racing again from Kansas. Laps underway from the heartland. Aaron Smith, Raleigh Davis now fighting with Cole Martin for the 2nd position. Watching on in 4th, you've got Gabe Ellison in that number 27. Sitting in 5th, look at Justin Malarkey, who's gotten his way around John Honeycutt. Honey to the inside of Jay Marks, and he can't pull off that pass. Then it's Jordan Bain in the number 28 BeWater Chevrolet Impala to the outside, quickly followed by Tim Latham. Byron Jones into that number 8, and purple for the race. Aaron Smith with a 31.66 now sets the bar with the fastest lap of the afternoon. Kyle Taub in the number 16 Miami Heat. Looks like it's a Ford Mustang paint scheme. I'm a big Heat fan myself, so shout out to the 16. Shout out to Kyle Taub for bringing a little bit of culture to that number 16 Mustang. Hopefully he does well for Heat Nation. Taub crosses lap number 9. He is 14th right now of 37 drivers. JB Banner into the number 09 Twisted T Chevy Impala. He's rocking the inside lane. Jay Gimbel sits to his outside. There's Braden Holt in the number 54 car. He's now sitting behind Grandpa Coey in the 6-6 Rico Dodge. Coey looking to the inside of Josh Arnold. This is only for the 26th position. This action is alive everywhere, all over this racetrack. Look at the bird's eye view of the multiple battles we've got going on. You're looking at Jose Ruiz in the number 2-3 car. He's to the outside. He's looking ahead to Brooklyn's Nick Cressy in that number 9-4. Dale Fan 8 says, let's get him Jones. Cheering for the number 8 of Byron Jones, now rocking behind the number 0 Rep Sports Dodge. Tim Latham being scored as the number 1 car. Cole Martin in that 45 has been sliding back from the front, while Aaron Smith has a 1-second lead over Grant Davis. Cole Martin restarted this race in the top 5 and now struggling to hold on to the top 5. John Honeycutt looking to get to his inside to complete lap number 12. Honeycutt now trying to hold off Jordan Bain in that number 2-8. Fans, if you've recently joined us, let us know where you think Jordan Bain is going to finish. The first person to correctly guess the finishing position for car 2-8 will win a free case of BeWater. Tim Latham now with Drew Balesteros to his inside line, that number 40 Impala looking to get around that Dodge Charger. Brad Herman rounding out the top 10 behind them in that number 8-5 Home Depot Pontiac Grand Prix. He sits just ahead of Byron Jones in the number 8, sailing into the first corner. Drivers really rim riding as hard as they can, but when those tires give out, where will the cars end up? Herman all behind the number 40 of Drew Balesteros. There's Tim Latham in that 0, all the way down to the white line, chasing down John Honeycutt to the inside of Jordan Bain. Cole Martin, the plug at the tail end of the top 5, holding back car 2-8. There goes Honeycutt to the inside in car 5-0, trying to find a place for his Chevrolet Impala. The 2-8 of Jordan Bain to the inside as caution comes out for the second time tonight. Points leader Drew Jua one more time with incident, and the number 41 Target Dodge Charger having a horrible start to tonight's race. There's Drew Jua with a 27-point lead. Coming into tonight's event, let's go back and see what happened to car 41. Right into the outside wall, just nothing Jua could do, trying to avoid the 8-3 of John Osborne. Jua luckily blinking at the right time, but let's see what happened earlier to squeeze Osborne into the wall. And there's Osborne already squeezed. Let's roll it back. It looked like it was contact with Jeff Lednam in the 37 car. Osborne already on the high side in the 83 Chevy Impala. Oh, Jeff Lednam just trying to get to his inside. Obviously, Lednam was able to bounce off of Osborne, but then Jua really getting the short end of the stick on that one. So that's what's going to bring out caution number 2. Points leader Drew Jua currently being scored 36th out of 37 cars, finding himself one lap off the lead pace. Currently being scored as the leader is Gabe Ellison in the number 27 car. He's going to be your new leader with Cole Martin right behind him in the 4-5. That leaves only the top 7 cars who have not come down pit road, ending with Kyle Taub and Corey Kobe in the 16 and the 2-1 respectively. As you look at it, Gabe Ellison currently your race leader in the 2-7 car. We're going to take a 60-second break while we let these drivers sort out their pit cycles. We'll be back with the restart and more BeWater Be Fast Racing from virtual Kansas. Welcome back to Virtual Kansas. Jay Banner in the chat earlier saying, my prediction is Bain P4, talking about Jordan Bain in that number 28 BeWater Chevrolet. Again, a reminder to the fans at home, if you can correctly guess where Jordan Bain will finish tonight, let us know in the chat, and the first correct guess gets a free case of BeWater. Big shout out to the folks over at BeWater and Green Concepts, the parent company. Green Concepts has the foundation to pursue globally responsible and sustainable business opportunities that serve their customers as well as reward their employees and shareholders. They have the task to provide the world with high quality, healthy, and enhanced beverage choices that meet the nutritional needs of their consumers while enhancing their body, mind, and spirit. Learn more at greenconcepts.com. Green flag is out. Gabe Allison leading the number 0 of Timothy Latham off that second corner. Kyle Benson to the inside of car 45, Cole Martin. Benson looking for an advantage into the third corner with Drew Ballesteros behind him. Drew up 11 places from where he started, but that's nothing compared to the number 10, Stanley Dodge. Kyle Benson is up 22 places from where he started. Same for car 22, Jake Paul Arnold, that Pennzoil Chevrolet. Into that 7th position, Aaron Smith, the pole sitter. Now looking to the inside, JB Banner looking, there's the 40 car into the wall. Drew Ballesteros catches a big piece of the turn 2 wall, and everybody will fan out beneath him. Ballesteros just trying to hold on as he's got Brooklyn's Nick Pressey to the inside in the number 94 Pontiac Grand Prix. Then there's points leader Drew Jua, who's been involved in 2 crashes tonight, trying to hold on to anything he's got left. The 40 to the outside, looking ahead to Michael York, trying to squeeze in the vacuum hole out of turn number 2. Yorkie bringing that BeWater Impala to the inside of Jeff Lednam in the AC Delco ride, and Corey Blevins in the Blevins Design 48. Now moving up into the top 20. York making that vacuum hole work for him, and there's a wreck out of the 4th corner. There goes Ballesteros again. Byron Jones involved in this one. It looks like Sam Wade might have also got a piece. No, Nate Lehman survives. Blake Sperling makes it through. And caution number 3 flies on the 23rd lap of action. Let's go see what caused Byron Jones to fly off the racetrack. John Honeycutt to the inside of the 8, and it looks like the 8 car just snapped right when Honeycutt least expected it. Let's have a look from Byron Jones' angle. Oh, that looked like massive, not lag, goodness, what's the word I'm looking for? Net code. Excuse me, the word just escaped me, but let's have a look here from John Honeycutt's right front fender. This I want to see, because Honeycutt's going to have the great angle that we want to see. I don't know if the 8 car got loose, but that just looked like net code from my angle. Nothing the 8 could do, nothing John Honeycutt could do. And the 3rd caution flies over the racetrack. So look at this. Jordan Bain, who pitted on lap 16, now being scored as our race leader with Aaron Smith sitting in that 2nd position. Still plenty of race to go. Jordan Bain at the front, Aaron Smith in 2nd. Raleigh Grant Davis in the 3rd position in that number 25. Aaron Smith currently unavailable. We wanted to talk to the points leader here, but it looks like Smith is unavailable. Also can't get a hold of Raleigh Davis here. He's unavailable for comment as well. So I guess we'll go with our points leader, Jordan Bain, and see how his race is going for him so far. Jordan Bain, Rick James up top. You got me, buddy? Whoa, and here we go again. If it's not one thing, it's another. Jordan Bain, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
What's up, Rick? I can hear you.
Hey, Banner, we finally got you, buddy.
I can't.
You're leading this race so far. We're going, looks like we're going to get the one to go signal next time by. You last pitted on lap 16 here, and now you've got the advantage. The drivers behind you have tires that are 7 laps fresher. Do you think that's going to make a difference in a long run?
I don't think the guys directly behind me do. I think Smith, Davis, Malarkey. In fact, I think everyone on the top 10 here, they're on 4 tires. I'm on 2 from that last caution. But I think 2 tires is going to be fine. I really took care of the tires that first run. And just tried to get track position. Now we got it. So I think we're in good shape here.
Almost a quarter way of the way through tonight's race. Coming into this race, you find yourself well outside the top 15 in points. That BeWater Chevrolet has a lot of work to do. Are we just going for the win tonight, not concerned about points?
Yeah, no points. This is a one and done race for me. Stan couldn't make it in his BeWater colors, and I know we had you graciously stepping into broadcast for us, so I didn't want to mess up your awesome broadcasting that you do. So decided, hey, Arca, Kansas, let's go ahead and race one here. So yeah, just a one and done for me.
Points leader Aaron Smith on your outside has a fast car tonight, but who do you think is going to be the fastest and toughest challenge on the way to victory lane?
Well, Aaron got into the wall a little bit there, so I don't know how bad that hurt his car. But I think Davis, Malarkey, Herman, whenever Tristan gets up here, if he wasn't caught up in that wreck, Jua, I mean, there's a lot of guys who are going to be good. But track position is really important here. It's just a matter of whether or not these 2 tires will hang in there for me or not. But only like 11 soft laps on the left, so I feel pretty good about it.
Only one way to find out, Bain. Best of luck, my friend. Keep the shiny side up. Hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Thanks, buddy. Have fun.
Always having fun. And I hope you're having fun as well watching this thrilling race. We're about to restart with 26 laps complete. Jordan Bain and Aaron Smith the second, your top 2. Grant Davis and Justin Malarkey on that second row, with Brad Herman and Corey Blevins in row number 3. Brooklyn's Nick Pressey up 14 places from where he started to the inside of points leader Drew Jua. Brad Rivers and Jose Ruiz rounding out your top 10. Waiting for the signal, pace car peels off. Green flag is out. Jordan Bain said earlier that he only had 2 fresh tires, only 11 laps on the left sides, but Aaron Smith dives to the inside. He's trying to get the top spot away from Jordan Bain immediately. That 70 car looking to hold a steady line, drag racing to the stripe, and it is Jordan Bain leading by 6/100ths of a second at the line. He retains first place ahead of Aaron Smith, and look at the gaggle of cars behind them. Brad Rivers now holding down the top 10 in his number 69 Texaco Haviland Impala SS. Now looking to the inside. Scored as the number 1, it's the 0 of Timmy Latham. Jose Ruiz up ahead of the number 23, Pepsi DuPont Chevy. Looking at the great run that Latham has on the inside, but not enough steam to make the pass out of 4. Ruiz now to the inside of car number 48. That is Corey Blevins. Ruiz edges Blevins for 8th. Nick Pressey next on his radar. 70, 28, 25, Chevy, Aaron Smith, Jordan Bain, Raleigh Davis now looking to go to the inside in his boosted number 25 Impala. Davis trying to edge Bain for second place, looking to get a side draft off the line. It's a separation of 5/100ths of a second for the second position. Smoke behind these drivers, everybody trailing behind, but no harm, no foul. We keep it pushing. Raleigh Davis in that second position just by a 1/100th of a second. Further on back, Corey Blevins wrestling with Jose Ruiz for that 9th position now. Welcome, heat winner Kyle Benson in the number 10 Stanley Dodge Charger. He's looking to race his way back through this field. 3 wide for the 11th position behind him. Cole Martin in the 45 to the inside of Brad Rivers in the 6-9. And then the double 8 car of Tristan Bailey makes his way into the top 12. The Red Bull Impala looks to go to the inside of heat winner. That's the 10 car of Kyle Benson, and it's tight quarters now. 31 and a half laps underway from virtual Kansas. Almost 3 wide, almost some contact. The 10 car getting shoved up to the outside wall. Benson survives and keeps it moving. He's going to move his way into the 11th position. At the front, it's still Aaron Smith by 0.2 of a second. By 1 second over Jordan Bain, who's got a 0.2 advantage to Raleigh Davis. Behind them now, side by side, is Brad Herman in the 8.5. Drew Jua in the 41. Herman to fourth in that 8.5 at the point of the points standings. Drew Jua up 22 places from where he started, working his way up in that 20-lap heat. And the points coming into tonight's race showing Jua has a bit of a cushion, but with 4 races remaining, Jua will want to give none of that advantage up to Aaron Smith. Further back, Timmy Latham now working on heat winner Kyle Benson. Latham started in the 11th position where Benson started in 26th. Still plenty of race to go for enough of these drivers. 3 wide for the 12th position behind them. Now looking at Jose Ruiz. He's on the outside of Brad Rivers and Drew Ballesteros, and the 8.5 of Brad Herman slow. Herman, who had a great run on the outside, must have made contact with the wall. Now giving up 14th. 15th now under siege from Jose Ruiz, and behind them Mike York in the number 5 BeWater Impala. Ruiz moving up to give York a block at a turn number 4. Can't necessarily pull that one off just yet. 35 laps now underway. We're going to have 7-0 to go next time the leader crosses the line. Aaron Smith leading Raleigh Davis by 0.4 of a second. Nick Pressy's in the wall. Brooklyn's Nick Pressy and his Estates Pontiac Grand Prix trying to stay off of that turn 2 wall, but off of his competition as well. There goes Zach Meredith to the inside of the Brooklyn Pilot, as does J. Paul Arnold, and Grandpa Coey moves into the 25th spot. Pressy will recover from the 26th position and get moving once more. Behind him, Jeff Lednam in the AC Delco Monte Carlo. JB Banner in the 09 to the inside of Q-Dog. Enrique Quiñones started on the pole in tonight's heat. There you see the number 14 of Rocky Top Wade, normally rocking a number 27 Tennessee Volunteers paint scheme, but tonight with the number 14 Cincinnati Bearcats livery, he's rounding out the top 30. Dale Fan 8 says, bring it back, Jones. Talking about Byron in the number 8 car. Byron Jones finds himself in the 14th position currently. He's just moved up through the field. Who's that in the wall? It's Jose Ruiz. Ruiz almost going for a spill. Makes contact, but keeps it off of that wall, and he's going to lose his top 15 position back down to 31st. Josh Arnold to the inside. There goes Jay Gimbel. Jose Ruiz now finding himself well up against it. So many positions now for him to climb, and the Sacktown native with a lot of work to do. Caution number 4 flies over the racetrack. Corey Colby came back on the track, and Timothy Latham crashed. Let's see what brings out the yellow on lap 38. Close look at Latham. There's Kyle Benson again. Both Dodge Chargers making heavy contact. And look at that. Oh man, the 16 just almost avoiding Latham as well. And that looks like the second time that Benson's been involved in an accident tonight. Let's see if we can have a look one more time from Tim Latham's gearbox. And he gets collected by a couple of pilots there. Not a good look for Tim Latham. So that brings out caution number 4 this evening in 39 laps of action. Drew Jua, your race leader in car 41 for now. Well, Raleigh Davis actually being scored as your race leader, forgive me. Drew Jua in the second position, Gabe Ellison being scored in that third spot for now. So drivers are going to come down pit road. A reminder to all the fans watching, these cars only get 3 tire changes tonight. Not a single fast repair in sight in this 105 lap feature. This 5th round from the 1.5 mile tri-oval in the Heartland has been host of some great racing thus far. Let's see what brought out that first yellow flag. I believe the 10 of Benson may have been involved. Let's have a look. And there it is. Let's have a look here, comparing that first incident here with Benson. And I think Benson was just on the high side trying to get around the 6th. Let's have a look and a listen from the cockpit of Kyle Benson in car 10. And now have another look with this most recent accident involving Kyle Benson. That second time really lifting the 0 car off the ground. So a couple of similar incidents for that 10 car. But nevertheless, Raleigh Grant Davis continuing to lead. RGD at the point with Drew Jua in second. Gabe Ellison rocking the 3rd spot. It's a Chevy Dodge Chevy sandwich at the front. Fans at home are going to take a 60-second break. We'll be back in 1 minute with more action from virtual Kansas. Back from virtual Kansas in this 5th round of the BeWater series. BeWater is the clean, fresh-tasting American artesian water bottled in Marion, North Carolina, and ethically sourced from springs in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. Take charge of your health. Now's the time to relax your mind, body, and spirit with BeWater. Learn more at BeWaterBU.com or on Twitter at BeWaterBU. RGD and Drew Jua on the front row for this restart. Let's go racing. Cole Martin in that 4-5 to the inside line, moving up right in the wake of Drew Jua, who loses the second spot to Gabe Ellison. RGD leading by 0.2 of a second into the third corner, and all the drivers picking their lines now. High, middle, low. Everybody wants the perfect exit out of 4. There you see the 25 of Raleigh Grant Davis now backing out. Cars have gone into the wall. They went into turn 1 with way too much vigor. Now the points leader, Drew Jua, still up 20 places from where he started, but losing far too much as the cars circle around his inside. Gabe Ellison becomes new leader in car 2-7 with RGD in second. Drew Ballesteros makes his way into that third spot. Drew's up 13 places from where he started tonight's event. Cole Martin sitting in the 4th position with Justin Malarkey rolling in that 5th spot so far. Then you've got Brad Rivers, Justin Quimby, Drew Jua, Nick Pressey in that 9th position in his number 94 Estes Pontiac Grand Prix, and then welcome Tristan Bailey in the number 88 Red Bull Chevrolet to that inside line. 2 and 3 wide off that 4th corner. You can just smell that hornet's nest coming, to quote repeat 1975. And there goes Aaron Smith starting on the pole to the inside of Kyle Benson, who's up along the wall with Nick Pressey. Pressey makes contact with the 66. 3 wide off that 2nd corner. Pressey almost making contact with Benson, but lets him go by. Kyle Benson in that 21st position, the heat winner, falling well off the pace now. 46 laps about to be completed. Benson really going high, and the 85 of Brad Herman almost had his number out of turn number 4. Tyler Dohar now to that inside line, chasing down Byron Jones in the 8. Tim Moore in the 0. Johnny Honeycutt in the number 50 Alpine Stars Impala, drifting high. Here comes Tyler Dohar to the inside of car number 8, Byron Jones, and 1 car in the wall. It's Ballesteros, Drew Ballesteros in the wall, and it's been a theme of drivers tonight who just can't stay off that outside retaining barrier, and the number 40 Impala slides outside of the top 30 now into position number 34 with Blake Sperling, who gets to his inside. Further up through the field, the Hornet's Nest only buzzing louder. The 2-1 of Corey Colby sliding through that vacuum hole after losing grip in turn number 2. Behind him, Byron Jones on the outside of Tyler Dohar. Jones gets a bump from the 8-1 of Jay Gimbel, who's trying to make his way through the field. Brad Herman in the 85, Home Depot Pontiac behind the 8-1. Everybody's getting testy. You can smell the tension in the field. Corey Colby coming up on the 69 of Brad Rivers, who scrapes the turn 1 wall with his Texaco Haviland Chevrolet. Rivers will lose his top 15 position as Corey Colby tries to go to his inside, but Colby once again loose out of that 2nd corner. Kyle Benson now into 16th, trying to get to the inside of car 69. Tyler Dohar sits ahead in 14th. Then it's J.D. Banner in 13th. Tristan Bailey making headway on the outside of Justin Malarkey, and points leader Drew Jua rounding out the top 10. J. Paul Arnold gets into the wall, and just more trouble for that 22 car. Not something you wanted to see. Not the picture we're used to seeing. Josh Arnold now in that 31st position. At the front, it is the Gabe Ellison show just before the halfway mark. Gabe Ellison leading Raleigh Grant Davis by 0.3 of a second. Aaron Smith running the low line in 3rd. Corey Blevins in 4th, fighting side by side with Jordan Bain on the tail end of the top 5. Then welcome Timmy Moore, Cole Martin, and Zach Meredith, who put in the fastest lap in that opening heat despite finishing stone dead last. The Millsap Graphics number 17 Camaro ZL1 moves to the inside of Timmy Moore, and you just heard the spotter yellow flag comes out as Byron Jones and Cole Snyder involved in this most recent accident. Look at that. The 40 car involved, the 8 car involved again. Let's see what brings out yellow number 5. Nick Pressey in the 94 on the high side. Oh, this already happened well before this. Look at that. Nowhere for the 94 to go, for the 23 to go. Let's have a look. Brad Herman in the 85 can't control his entry speed. Bing bong. Byron. Someone needs to take him out to dinner. Let's have a look with Cole Snyder. Nowhere for the 24 car to go. And that's all she wrote. Now with Nick Pressey. Let's have a look with Jim Coey, right along with Grandpa Coey as he makes his way through this. One more look with Grandpa Coey. Right through that smoke, plows straight through with no problem. Great way to pilot himself through that smoke, and the number 66 Rico Dodge of Jim Coey has just earned himself his very own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream!
Congratulations on Grandpa Coey. That's the first Cole Trickle move of the race this evening. Aaron Smith back at the top spot with RGD in second. Corey Blevins rolling in the third position. Just approaching the halfway mark at the Kansas Speedway. And if you've just recently tuned in, I'm Rick James, and you're watching the BeWater, Be Fast iRacing series from virtual Kansas. So we're going to get 2 more laps of caution. Aaron Smith unavailable for comment, so we're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with more racing and the second half of this 5th round of action. Back from iRacing's Kansas Speedway. It's the big 100, 100 laps to go. Ron Smith in the 70 leads RGD on the outside in the 2.5, waiting for the signal with 100 laps to go. Let's go racing again. cars winding up to full speed off of that second corner. Corey Blevins in the bronze medal position, chasing down RGD in the number 25 boosted Chevrolet. There goes Blevins all the way to the inside in the Blevins design Chevrolet. Byron Jones has gone around again, the number 8 car in big trouble. And Jones jumping to pit road. AZ Oats King says every single week, 5 in a row now. Thanks, Rick, for the broadcast, but I'm done for the night. Byron, it's an absolute shame. We're going to talk to you here in a small moment. Aaron Smith running around with this one. He's got a 6/10 of a second lead on Corey Blevins. Jordan Bain sitting in that 4th position now with Zach Meredith behind him in that 1-7. Tyler Dohar creeping up in the 8th position. Tristan Bailey rounding out the top 10. And I didn't even realize caution number 6 came out on the racetrack. Everybody's friend Michael York goes around in the 5 car. Let's see what happened to Mike York in the BeWater Chevy. Here's the 09. Oh, York's already loose as he gets right in front of that 09 of JB Banner. But how about Banner, who escapes that one? Have another look at JB Banner. And this was no fault of York. York getting loose out of 2. Just couldn't control that. But how about JB Banner? Let's have a listen. One more look with this 09 car. Have L listen to this. Having the wherewithal to be able to just let off the gas and steer his way around that accident as he's involved in it. That's a heads-up play by Banner. One more look from the outside. The 50 of John Honeycutt just avoiding that one, and Michael York able to jump to pit road before he makes any contact with that wall there. So Yorkie's going to come out of pit road with fresh tires. Aaron Smith still in the lead with Smith unavailable for comment. Let's see if we can bother Corey Blevins and see how his race is going thus far. Corey Blevins, Rick James in the booth. You got me, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Wait, Corey
Who are you talking to, Corey or Grant?
Corey Blevins. Grant, keep your mouth shut. Corey, you're sitting in the 2nd position right now behind the 70 of Aaron Smith II. That Blevins design Impala. Looking good tonight, but is it a race-winning car?
I think Grant's got the quicker car on fresh tires, but we'll see.
Let's talk to RGD, actually, in that number 25. Raleigh Grant Davis rocking that boosted purple-colored 25. You've been in the lead for a lot of tonight's race. Your teammate in that 48 says you've got the moves, but what's it going to take to get around the likes of Aaron Smith and Jordan Bain?
People to quit wrecking. He had got out to a 2-second lead, and I was having the battle with Jordan. Jordan pulled over, let me go. I ran it down to a 2nd, and then we start wrecking. So if I can just have a green flag run and be near him, it's going to be a race for sure. I've got a good long run car, but we're not really having long runs, so we'll see.
It'll be 44 laps to go when you take this green flag, RGD. Who's going to be the toughest challenge to get the victory?
Lady Luck, probably, because I keep wrecking, and I'm in the back. I'm 25th, so we'll see if I can make it through the field. If I can make it through the field, like, I feel confident I can win this race, but it's a matter of survival at the moment. But Aaron's awesome. Aaron's hauling tail.
The 70 car is doing fantastic as well. Wish we could get a word and see how he's feeling his race car, but we're going to let him go back to work, and you as well, RGD. The 25, the 48, Raleigh Grant Davis, and Corey Blevins. Good luck tonight, guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
RGD rocking the 25th position in that boosted Chevrolet, while Aaron Smith leads. Corey Blevins on that outside line, looking for the lights to turn off on the pace car. And they do indeed, so we're going to get racing with 39 laps to go. Fans at home, if you have not yet predicted where The 2.8 of Jordan Bain is going to finish where the checkered flag falls. The first person to correctly guess where Jordan Bain finishes in his number 28 BeWater Be-Fresh Chevrolet wins a free case of BeWater. Shout out to the good folks over at BeWater bringing us this series. The fresh-tasting American artesian water bottled all the way in Marion, North Carolina. Ethically sourced from the springs of the Blue Ridge Mountains. BeWater aspires to share the virtues of water that are deeply rooted in the Chinese philosophy of Taoism, such as mindfulness, strength, courage, and caring for others. Take charge of your health. Now's the time to relax your mind, body, and spirit with BeWater. Learn more at BeWaterBU.com or on Twitter at BeWaterBU. Aaron Smith will once again lead the cavalry down to the line. 39 laps to go, waiting for that signal to go racing again. Great jump from car number 70, and we're moving in the heartland. Green is out at Kansas. Jordan Bain in that second position, now with Tim Moore behind him as cars wash right up to that outside retaining wall. Tristan Bailey in the 8.8 to the inside of the 7.7. Gabe Ellison in the 2.7 following that 88 of Tristan Bailey as Tyler Dohar loses control just a little bit, but he regains that wiggling 77 on the outside line. Car 2.7 back up behind him. 38 laps remain in this race. Drew Jua, points leader, coming into tonight with a 27-digit lead, sitting 15th right now, up behind heat winner Kyle Benson. $10 on the line for each of these drivers as they both came from the heat tonight, and the highest finishing driver from that 20-lap heat gets a cold, crisp Alexander Hamilton bill in their pocket tonight. Jordan Bain half a second behind Timmy Moore, behind Aaron Smith. Timmy Moore in third, half a second behind Jordan Bain. Corey Blevins in that fourth position, watching Tyler Dohar come up under Zach Meredith. Both of these drivers side by side. There's the 27 of Gabe Ellison, who's trying to get himself behind the 17, and Jay Gimbel now filling in that top line. Braden Holt in the 54. He also came from the heat. He's up 18 places from where he started as you watch a three-wide fight for 10th. Drivers really running the high side all night long, unapologetically and with great gusto, I should say, of being brave on the high side. But it's bitten many drivers tonight. That's where the speed is, but how long can they keep this up? Braden Holt following in the wake of that number 0 car. Timmy Latham in the Raise Energy Charger to the inside of Jay Gimbel. This is for the 8th position. Gimbel up 21 places from where he started this race. Shout out to Zach Meredith, who's up 25 places from where he started this race. He started stone dead last, and the 1.7 Millsap Graphics Chevy doing a beautiful job thus far. Heat winner Kyle Benson now to the inside of Zach Meredith. Benson able to take 12th away. Jay Gimbel rounding out the top 10 with Braden Holt right behind him. Let's get a cockpit view with the 5.4 as he wrestles with the 10 and the 81 in 11th spot. Oh, and there's a wreck up ahead. What a move from Braden Holt to the inside line. Hold on to her, Braden. Hold on to her. And the 2-point conversion is good. What a glove save from Braden Holt. Stanley Cup levels of bravery between the pipes, and a big, big glove save from Braden Holt as he weaves all the way down the back straight. Caution number 7 comes out. Unbelievable moves. That right there earns a Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream!
Braden Holt with some brave driving out of that second corner. Let's go back and let's go back and see if we can find out who was involved in this most recent accident. May have been Cole Martin and Tristan Bailey here on lap 67. Let's have another view. Oh, and there it is, the 27 car, just getting into the 45. The 10 of Kyle Benson, the heat winners involved. The 69 of Brad Rivers, the 88 car of Tristan Bailey involved as well. Huge crash on lap 67. Let's have a look. This is Tristan Bailey just trying to... There's the 45 there. There's Bailey in the 88. Just nothing he could do. Big hit for the 45. Let's see if we can have another look here. This is entering lap 67 now. Coming off the second corner, watch car 45. You're going to see the 27 get real close as well. Cole Martin in 33rd. Just getting up into the 27. I don't know if the 27 had time to check up. The 10 of Kyle Benson with nowhere to go. The 88 car with nowhere to go. John Honeycutt. Did you see Honeycutt getting his way through that? One more look. Riding along with Honey now. Listen up. Oh, could you get closer on that one? And that right there for Honeycutt earns a Cole Trickle move of the race. Great moves.
Ice cream!
Give me some of those!
Multiple drivers involved in that accident. Cole Martin, Tristan Bailey, the 88 car going way into the sky there. The 10 car of Benson, who won the heat, involved in that most recent accident. Caution number 7 flies over the racetrack with Jordan Bain leading Gabe Ellison. Tim Latham sits in the 3rd position with points leader Drew Jua in 4th. Jeff Lednam rounding out the top 5 in his number 37 AC Delco Chevy Monte Carlo. No prizes for guessing who that paint scheme is an homage to. One of the best looking cars out here tonight, it has to be said. With these nostalgic images, we're going to take a 60-second break. We'll be back with more racing from Kansas Speedway. We're going to have fewer than 35 laps to go when we get the green. Jordan Bain at the front of the line as the pace car is about to peel off. Restart number 7 with fewer than 35 laps remaining. Jordan Bain, Gabe Ellison, 1-2. Tim Latham and Drew Jua, 3-4. We're racing once again in the Heartland. man, the myth, the legend, the person whose seat I'm filling tonight. Repeat 1975 in the chat says, yo, what's going on, Pete? Send my love to the family. With 33 laps remaining, Jordan Bain leads Tim Latham off that fourth corner. And to take a page out of the repeat book, look at the Hornet's Nest coming down this front straight.
Talk about that Hornet's Nest going into turns 1 and 2. Jordan Bain leading Timothy Latham. But I'll tell you what, Rick, where that Hornet's Nest actually was coming across that start stripe as Bain headed off, sailed that BeWater Camaro, or this Chevy, into turns 1 and 2. Brother, I've been able to keep up with bits and pieces of this broadcast. Doing a fantastic job, as always. How are you, Mr. James?
Living the dream, and it's gotten a lot better now that you've stepped in. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, my godfather, the man that taught me everything, Pete Ruzick, back in the house that he built. Tim Latham up 10 places from where he started with Gabe Ellison in second. Points leader Drew Jua, Pete, has been up and down the running order. That number 41 Target Charger back in the top 5, but for how long?
Drew Jua has absolutely been phenomenal this entire season so far. You know, this race rather kicks off the first race in the second half. So everybody's got to really think about what they're going to be able to do in these last 4 races. Rick, there's $50 up for grabs for the person that can grab the most amount of points. Who's going to really put a big dent in Drew Jua's points lead? And oh, by the way, at the end when we wrap it all up at Homestead, who's going to claim that other $50? That second half dash, that's a real thing, man. That'll put a little extra in your wallet.
3 wide out of the fourth corner as Jose Ruiz needs something a bit more hydrated than that Pepsi he's got on the hood of his car. That number 2-3 Chevy Impala bouncing off of the turn 3 wall. 3 wide again, Ruiz up in the 12th position, trying to hold on to the spot, and they're wrecking behind him. Brad Rivers in the 69 goes around. Jay Gimbel just escapes that accident. Zach Meredith makes it through. John Osborne drives through. Enrique Quinones is through. And caution number 8 flies over the Kansas Speedway.
Yeah, I saw the 5 and a couple others definitely involved in that. Very, very unfortunate. Brad Rivers has been doing phenomenally well, making up a lot of points. I was actually able to talk to him last night about this race, and I think he was in the practice session with me. I was really looking forward to seeing what he was going to be able to do. But a big hello to the one and only Yotes King out there in chat. Looking forward to getting back in a booth with you, Yotes, on Wednesday night as part of the Filter Time Xfinity Series, hydrated by our buddies at BeWater. But it's good to see Jose Ruiz up here in this number 23 right now. I believe as caution flew right there, he was sitting in P13, up 23 spots. Old Mr. Consistency showing why he can race one more time.
Michael York with severe damage on the right front corner of his number 5 BeWater Chevrolet. Let's go back and see if we can find out what caused that accident for car 69, Brad Rivers. Contact from the 8-1 of Jay Gimbel, the 85 of Brad Herman, an innocent bystander. The 54 car getting clipped there. That Dr. Pepper Chevrolet of Braden Holt survives yet again. Let's go back just a bit further and see if we can find out what caused Gimbel to really get into the back end of that 69 car. Let's have a closer look. And this is, let's see, this is sooner than we want. Let's go back. And the 8-1 of Jay Gimbel, at first glance, a bit aggressive with the front corner. Let's have a look. Oh, Gimbel sends it in really deep on the 69 and then washes right up the racetrack. Let's ride in the cockpit with Jaden Gimbel and have a listen here. One more time with the 81.
Yeah, it really looks like he dove it in there, and he had control, but it looks like the front left tire got just below that white line, and it there he is, still cranking on the left, still washed up just a little bit. Jaden, he didn't do anything wrong. It was all about where his car was.
Tim Latham, being scored as your race leader with Gabe Ellison behind him in that 2-7 car. Points leader Drew Jua sitting in third in that number 41. Tim Latham being scored as the one rocking that number 0. Raise Energy Rep Sports Machine on the apron now, Pete, and this looks like some extreme fuel saving from the 0.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that you mentioned when I was just getting in here that there was a case of BeWater up for grabs. Usually by about lap 80 is the last time to guess what the question is. I think what was Jordan Bain's finishing position going to be, and the person that got it on the number or the person that was closest to it would normally go ahead and pick that up. So ladies and gents, this is like your last lap. I mean, you got like a lap and a half. Get your picks out there, and if you can accurately pick which position Jordan Bain is going to finish in, get yourself a case of BeWater. Yotes, I think he just put out their top 5. Yotes, got to be a little bit more specific than that, buddy.
Tim Latham leading the field down to the line. Let's bother Tim real quick, see if we can get his opinion one time. And we're going to have to go to him. Tim Latham, Rick James in the booth, you got me?
Sure do.
Tim, you're leading this race. You're going to get the green flag next time around, and it will be 25 laps to go. Can you bring that number 0 Raise Energy Dodge into victory lane?
I hope so. You know, we've shown pace all day. We had a little bit of an incident earlier. Got turned on the front stretch and had some damage from that. But we've got it all fixed. Made our way back up here. We're looking close on fuel, but we'll see what happens here. But hopefully we can get it done. I think we got the pace to do it.
Who's going to be your toughest challenge on the way to the win?
Same with Buddy there in second. Gabe's probably going to be my toughest challenge, and then whoever's on tires back there, 6th on back. I think if they get through the field, it'll be a good one.
Only one way to find out, Timmy. Best of luck, buddy. Keep the shiny side up.
All right, appreciate it.
Tim Latham in that 0 car. Scored as the 1, starting to the inside of Gabe Ellison. Drew Jua in that 3rd spot, up 24 places from where he started. Alpha York with a collection of emojis in the chat as we get ready to go racing. It's Latham and Ellison on the front row. 25 circuits remaining from the Heartland. Pace car peels off. Drivers waiting for that signal. Green flag is out at Kansas. Let's go racing. RGD, Raleigh Grant Davis, said he's got a great shot to win this race. Corey Blevins, his teammate, says he's also got a great shot to win it. Points leader Drew Jua to the inside with that 0 of Timmy Moore, now behind that 41. Alpha York 23 being told by Stanley iRacer that looked rough. Drew to the high side, and now it's 24 circuits remaining. Pete, the 4-1 is on the move.
4-1 absolutely doing a great job. Drew Jua, again, our points leader. You can't talk about that enough. But, you know, you talk about Corey Blevins. Blevins has been very, very consistent. He's got a W under his belt, I believe. Right now, the 27-0, Timothy Latham up in there in that Wild Cherry Raise Energy single 0 car, looking pretty good. This is also the guy that crafted a BeWater truck that was actually driven at Martinsville during the later stages of last season, and the driver actually went on to retweet that. So Latham doing what he does every single week, but one big difference, Rick, right now he's got a whole lot of clean air, and here at Kansas, this is all, I hate to compare the console and iRacing because they are nothing alike. However, the High Line here at Kansas Motor Speedway is exactly like it used to be. So we've all got years and years of practice running around this place, but man, these ARCA cars are fun.
4 wide down the front straight with the 54 now moving to the inside. Jose Ruiz almost making contact with the 1-7. Zach Meredith in the vacuum hole now with Tyler Dohar to the inside. Well past the console stages now, and it's all about the sim racing experience. The 8-1 of Jay Gimble with the aggressive move on the 6-9, now with a block on the 1-7. And that Millsap Graphics Chevrolet sits in the 13th spot, up 24 places. Across the line, Timmy Moore to the inside. He's the new leader, edging Timmy Latham with 21 laps to go.
Old Tim Moore able to get on by in that, what is that, Coupe Designs Chevrolet. It's going to put the Rays Chevy back to P2. Corey Blevins, P3. Gabe Ellison, P4. And as you've been calling him, RGD, Raleigh Grant Davis, another guy that's been very consistent in the top fives this season, sitting right now in P5, moving our points leader Drew Jua back to P6. Aaron Smith, Josh Arnold, old J-Paw right now in 8th. Jeff Lednam and Braden Holt with that phenomenal save earlier. That might be what gains him this 10th place finish or better as the laps go on. Rick, 20 to go.
Lednam sinking like a stone out of turn number 2, now into 12th. Tyler Dohar in the 3 doors down dodge to his inside with Jordan Bain making his way up in the 14th position. Lednam on the high side trying to gain positions as John Honeycutt rounds out the top 15 with Nate Lehman now to his inside. 2-0 to go as they cross the line. Timmy Moore ahead of Corey Blevins. Timmy Latham in that 3rd position. Then it's Gabe Ellison and RGD with a mirror full of Aaron Smith, our pole sitter in that number 70 yellow Impala, rounding out that top 6. Shout out to Braden Holt, who's up 21 places from where he started. Gimbel rounding out the top 10, Pete, 18 to go, this time by.
Tell you what, this 70 of Aaron Smith, I talked to him last week. I think Boehner did as well. Wondering when we're going to finally see some sponsorship on this yellow and black jacketed car. And I mean, you might as well start calling him a Killer B because he gets some killer performances and some killer finishes as well on the hunt one more time. Now up to P6, looks like 9 positions overall.
The 81 of Jay Gimbel stuck on the high side, sandwiched between the 22 of J. Paul Arnold and the 5-0 of Honeycutt. Coming down on the 2-8 of Jordan Bain in the vacuum hole now. 3 wide out of the 4th corner. Jordan Bain gives the spot to the 81 as Gimbel continues to try and make his move up that middle line. The 17 of Zach Meredith cuts him off into 1. Gimbel sliding high up into the line of the 2-2. Gimbel has to check up. Grandpa Coey to the inside. Gimbel all over the place trying not to pinball. And the Securian Chevrolet has to drop to the back outside the top 14. 16 to go at the line. Pete, Timmy Moore breaks out to a 1-second lead, but has the horse kicked too quickly with 16 furlongs to go.
But it's great to see old Grandpa Coey, Jim Coey, in that 66, riding there right behind the 28 of Boehner. I tell you, he's been doing a phenomenal job. Actually led a couple of laps earlier. Looks like got the 41 car up in the wall, able to keep it up there. No harm, no foul. Didn't come on down and collect anybody else, but 66 making moves.
Points leader Drew Jua comes into tonight's race with a 27-point advantage over Aaron Smith, who puts himself in that 4th position. Timmy Latham, 3rd in points, 3rd in the running order. Then it's Nate Mon, not in tonight's roster. 1 point ahead of Gabe Ellison, finding himself in the 6th position, so Mon will sink like a stone. Further up through this field, Jordan Bain 3 wide out of the 2nd corner with the 5-4 of Braden Holt to his outside. Pete, with 14 circuits to go, it is a hornet's nest.
Absolutely, everybody trying to chase down the leader, Timothy Moore, and the 28 of Boehner now looking underneath the 25 of Davis. Now again back on the hunt, trying to run down the 21. Old Yotes King was out there in chat. He said Boehner will get a top 5. Well, right now it looks like Boehner is very, very close to that, sitting in P7, now underneath the 27. Can he gain 1 or 2 more spots? If so,
Pressy's in the wall. Nick Pressy's in the wall at a turn number 2. Drivers trying to get around him. So far, so good. No harm, no foul. It looked like Nick Pressy. I could be wrong. It was a black and green car. It was Jay Gimbel. Pardon me, Nick Pressy sitting in the 29th position. My apologies, Jaden Gimbel in that 8-1 black and green car makes contact with the outside wall peak, but he seems to be okay. Rim riding, scraping the wall in turn number 1. Gimbel struggling to hold on.
Yeah, but did a great job actually, not coming back down and collecting a whole bunch of other people running here in the back. Jaden Gimbel, he's had some issues, but able to overcome. He might be able to press on. We'll have to see if a yellow happens to fly to where he'll be able to fix up some of that car on pit road. But Rick, right now, everything's staying green as they came across the came across the stripe that time. 12 to go.
0.6 of a second as Corey Blevins has been carving into Timmy Moore's lead. Blevins, over the last 5 laps, if you look on the bottom of your screen, has been quicker than Moore for 4 out of the last 5, but Bain moving quicker than Blevins. 2.25 seconds, the gap between second and third, but now half a second, the gap between first and second. Corey Blevins on the move. Moore may have kicked a bit too early. 1-0 to go next time by.
At the 28 of Jordan Bain, he's got the 50 of Honeycutt. Honeycutt slacked that outside wall just a little bit. Not too bad though. Looks like he's gonna maybe lose 1 spot to the 70 and then pick right up with the 77 of old Tyler Dohar right in his rear view. You'll actually be able to see the 50 again tomorrow night during the Mega Dash run in the Indy cars at Indianapolis. If you're a fan of Honeycutt, fan of Frozen Toes, and a whole bunch of others, not going to want to miss that race either. So far, Jordan Bain staying in P2. Corey Blevins, he's trying to run down that leader, now 1.9 behind.
Alpha Yorko 23 says, my money is on Blevins. The 4.8 of Corey Blevins now behind Timmy Moore off that second corner. 6.5 of a second. Alpha York says, Bain is coming though. 1.8 seconds now the gap, and he says it'll be close. You bet your bottom dollar. Johnny Honeycutt all over the back end of Aaron Smith with 9 at the line. Timmy Latham in the 7th position, now behind the 5.4 of Braden Holt. Jacob NASCAR 88 says, I still got to put Alabama on the car. Drivers talking about future paint schemes. 3 wide in turn 1, Pete. Everybody trying to get one last-minute spot.
Absolutely, everybody trying to do what they can, whether it's through slide job, keeping it up and rim riding, or throwing it in the bottom and seeing what will stick. You're going to have to try something. Points mean everything.
8 at the line. Drivers, fans, if you want to stay ad-free with DI9, with Rick James TV, excuse me, just to subscribe through Twitch or Amazon Prime. Timmy Moore still leads by 1 second now as Corey Blevins has lost his edge, and Jordan Bain inside the final 0.8. Pete, what happened to car 48?
I kind of missed it, but he's fallen back by about a half second. So I have a feeling if we maybe jump on the right rear or the right front of that number 48 Blevins design Chevrolet, we might see. But Jordan Bain by now has the draft of that 48. Could pull him up here. Here we go, 7 to go.
30 positions. That's how much Timmy Moore has climbed in this race. 30 spots from where he started. The Coupe Designs Impala ahead of Corey Blevins by 1.5 seconds. Jordan Bain in that 3rd position, Aaron Smith in 4th, and John Honeycutt rounding out that top 5. Jim Coey rounding out the top 10 in the number 6 car, trying to get to the inside of Tyler Dohar via the draft of Justin Malarkey. 5 next time by, Pete.
You see Jim Coey move up to the high side just a little bit. I have a feeling he's probably going to want to follow that the 77 on the high side as he makes a little bit of contact with the wall. Or Coey might be just a little tight and wants them to try to keep as much air on the nose of that Chevy as possible so he doesn't get too tight. It looks like he lost a little bit of ground. Here comes the 17 of Zach Meredith right behind him.
Meredith in the 11th position, up 26 places from where he started, set the fastest lap in the heat with a 31.8. So far, not anywhere close, but fighting into the top 10. Meredith trying to gain 30 places like race leader Timmy Moore. The gap back to Corey Blevins, fewer than 0.2 of a second. It'll be 4 laps to go next time by, Pete. Jordan Bain on Corey Blevins for the silver medal.
It looks like he's actually going to go ahead and throw that BeWater to the bottom. See if it sticks. Going to stay in the throttle. Slide job. Oh, man, for a minute there, it looked like it was going to be reminiscent of Carl Edwards and Jimmy Johnson years ago, where he said, hey, I did it in a game and it made it work. Boy, that was, man, that was close.
3 to go next time by. Rocky Top Wade in the number 14 Bearcats Chevy. He's got the 7.3 of Justin Malarkey, who's been the sleeper all race long. Malarkey not really making a lot of waves, but looking at a top 10 finish by the time the checkered flag flies. Braden Holt, who's got a Cole Trickle move of the race today for dexterity behind the wheel, also looking to secure a top 10 finish. He's up 22 places from where he started. Next time by, Pete, with Jordan Bain closing in, it will be 3 miles to go.
Yeah, 3 miles, 3 laps, and Jordan Bain, he's got a sniff of the draft for Tim Moore. It's not going to be too long. Now, 0.3 of a second, hunting him down, but passing on these old tires and just riding are completely different. We'll have to see. Can Boehner dive underneath the 48 like he did just 2 laps ago? Here we go, Rick. Two laps remaining.
2 hours ago, Timmy Moore came into the heat race with nothing but hopes and prayers to get that coupe design Chevrolet into the race. Not only that, but he's got a chance to win it. Jordan Bain on a one-off appearance in the 2.8 BeWater Chevy, challenging for the race win. White flag in the air this time around.
Flag coming to be. Looks like the 28's going to try to dive down. Timothy Moore pulls down and blocks the line. Now they'll both have to figure out how they're going to do it on the high side. 28 right up his trumpet, Rick, going into 1.
3/4 of a mile remain. Timmy Moore leading off of the back corner in 2, trying to pull off the impossible. Jordan Bain trying to pull off the unexpected. Fewer than half a lap remains. Stan the iRacer says he's there, but can he make the pass? Off of the 4th corner, in the heartland, Timmy Moore defending against Jordan Bain, who throws it to the inside. Photo finish, and it's going to be Tim Moore who gets the round 5 win against Jordan Bain at Kansas Speedway. 6/100ths of a second, your margin of victory.
Big congratulations to Timothy Moore. He had attempted, I should say, to be one of the Pro League drivers on Xbox and also on PlayStation, and missed it by that much, Rick. Well, this time he got it done by just that much as well. Big congrats to Tim Moore.
Less than a foot. Alpha York 023 says incredible, great finish. Jacob NASCAR 88 concurs. He says good finish. Timmy Moore from the back to the front, starting in 31st out of 37 entrants, gets the victory, and a great drive to the very end. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to have podium interviews with Timmy Moore, Jordan Bain, and Corey Blevins. Tim's going to burn the house down, and we're going to get the podium ready. Don't go anywhere. Timmy Moore wins at Kansas. On the podium now with our top three, starting with our third place finisher in the number 48, Blevins Design Chevrolet. Corey Blevins, we talked to you earlier tonight. We talked to you and your teammate in the 2.5 RGD, and he said you had a great car tonight, and here you are standing with a bronze medal.
Yeah, good run. I was pleasantly, it's a lot of cautions tonight. I mean, it was kind of a Russian roulette kind of thing, who was going to pit and who wasn't. And to really have the freshest tires there at the end. Jordan, I mean, he really almost won that thing because he had the freshest tires there at the end. But I really do. Maybe if I hadn't hit that wall, maybe I might have had a shot at him, But good run nonetheless. I'm pretty happy with that.
A sensational run. We'll see you in 7 days' time. Congratulations on that bronze medal.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Our silver medal interview brought to us by the good folks over at Green Concepts, with the purpose to provide the world with high quality, healthy, and enhanced beverage choices that meet the nutritional needs of their consumers while enhancing the mind, body, and spirit. Pete Ruzick, you've got our second place finisher.
Absolutely. Jordan Bain in that number 28 BeWater Chevy. Jordan, this was a one-off, normally up in the booth with me. Congratulations on this, P2. And as Blevins just said, man, you were coming. Did you just need that one more lap, or do you think you would have been able to get by Tim Moore?
No, I was there where I needed to be with the better tires going into the last lap. He backed up 1 and 2 in a way that I just didn't anticipate well, and that didn't allow me to get to run off 2 that I needed to try and make the slider in 3 and 4. So, hindsight, there was a couple things I could have done different there, but congrats to Tim. That was a really, really fun race. I got really, really lucky that we went caution free at the end there because I had no more tires left. And that was fun chasing him down. Just wish we could have had a little more of a side-by-side finish there on the final lap. I just kind of blew it, but it was fun going through the field and then trying to catch him. That was a lot of fun.
Absolutely great finish. 0.6 of a second separated the two of you. Congratulations, and I'll see you again next week.
Yep. Thanks, Pete.
You got it,
Thanks,
buddy.
Rick.
Our race-winning interview now brought to us by the wonderful folks over at BeWater, the clean, fresh-tasting American artesian water bottled in Marion, North Carolina, ethically sourced from the springs in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Unlike other competitors that purify their public water, BeWater ethically sources naturally purified water from their springs located in the Blue Ridge Mountains. BeWater. Take charge of your health. Now's the time to relax your mind, body, and spirit with BeWater. Learn more at bewaterbu.com or on Twitter at bewaterbu. Our race winner tonight, starting from the 31st position, Timmy Moore gets the W in round 5. Tim, how on earth did you pull that off?
I'll tell you right now, Rick, I have no clue. We wrecked this car on lap 1. We had 30 seconds required and 4 minutes of optional, and I don't know how we got back in. I mean, we were battling, going with strategies. We went the first 45 laps without even taking a set of tires to make sure that we can minimize, the amount of damage. And once we got back on an even slate, I think it was around lap 45 where the caution came out. I said, all right, I felt like on the restarts on the old tires, we were able to stick 4 or 5 laps, but I needed to see what we can do in fresh tires. And on one of the restarts, we went from 35th all the way up to 5th, under green before the caution came out. And that's when I knew we had a chance. And, a couple cautions mixed things up. We got on the right cycle and we were able to get to the front, but it came real hard there. I mean, in that final 5 laps, Banner put a lot of pressure on those fresh tires, and I knew he was coming. And if he got within 5/10, I knew I was in a bit of trouble. And I ended up walling myself, which really also took off a second of the gap. I think Corey said he did the same thing as well, where he kind of nicked the wall and he was reeling me down as well. I knew I killed the tires, but Banner had a chance to get me there in 1 and 2, and he could have, honestly, and that shows the respect that he has for me, but also for him. I mean, he could have dumped me. He could have flat out moved me, in the corner. He could have not rolled out, and that shows how much of a class act he is. So I'm so thankful to win this here tonight. And want to thank BFast, BeWater, Bainer, Pete. Obviously, you guys do a good job getting the booth. And by the way, glad to see you in the booth, Rick. It's been a long time coming here, and glad to finally be in a race with you while having you up in the booth.
Congratulations on the gold medal tonight, Timmy. In 2 weeks' time, we'll see you go for 2 wins in a row. Good luck.
Thank you.
Pete, I'll give you the keys back. You can drive, and normal service will be resumed in 2 weeks' time from Auto Club when the Xfinity cars will take on the 2-mile oval for 60 laps of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a great time. Now, the admins have been kind of modifying the laps just a little bit, so whether it'll be 60 or maybe a little bit more is yet to be seen, but either way, you're definitely not going to want to miss it. This 8-race season is absolutely dwindling down. Man, it's been a whole lot of fun, and we're only halfway through this ride, Rick.
Halfway to go. 4 races remain in the season. Well, 3 races now. Rounds 6, 7th, and 8th on February 21st, 28th, and March 7th. The season finale at Homestead. Thursday night, right here on Rick James TV, the Alliance Racing Championship Series crowns a winner in the 8-Rock season. The V8 Supercars end the season at the Texas Motor Speedway. For repeat 1975, Jordan Bain, Corey Blevins, Timmy Moore, I'm Rick James, and it has been my esteemed pleasure to bring you this 5th round of the BeWater BeFast iRacing series. Until the next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all around the